G'day guys, and today Sean and I are going to do our tips for round 8 of the Toyota AFL season. And we start off with a huge game. Just before we start with this huge game, I think we're about 37, 36, 37 actually having to count for this week, so I'll make it 42 or 43.
Okay, nice.
Didn't get to count yours though, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
I got mine though.
Yeah.
Because I remembered off the top of my head your tips, so.
No, that probably says more about you than it does about me.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Maybe next week, maybe if you count your own. Adelaide and Geelong at Adelaide Oval. Huge game here, mate. It's going to be very exciting watching on Friday night. How do we see?
Yeah, it should be exciting, mate. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. As always, we talk a little bit more about it in the review. But I have tipped the Crows here. I've tipped them by 11 points.
11 points?
And now, look, just go to the other video. I'll talk more about it there. So does Tizio, but what have you done, mate?
Adelaide by 36. Yeah, go to the video if you want to see. Yeah, I think Adelaide will be too quick for us.
Yeah,
a quick team. Essendon and North Melbourne at Etihad Stadium. The Bombers said they were cut out. North 7-0. Could be 8-0. Should be 8-0.
Yeah, they absolutely should, and they were nearly suffered their first loss late, didn't they? But look, I've tipped North Melbourne by 42 points. They're conservative, some might say. I know the Bombers got blown out of the park in that second half, but they funnily enough hit the lead in that second quarter against the Swans. It just highlights how if you drop off and, a side like the Bombers, which haven't played much footy together and they're young, if it falls out, it really just drops away big time and you get a result like that. But we'll see how we go. 7-8 goal win, I'd say.
Yeah, nice, mate. I've gone with North by 72. I reckon they'll get a nice little percentage booster here. All around, they're a much more well-balanced and offensive and defensive team.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, big win there. Speaking of big wins, Hawthorn and Fremantle at Aurora Stadium. It's going to be 0-8 for Fremantle, you'd reckon?
Yeah, I saw a nice little meme. It was double 0-7 or something like that.
Yeah. Roscoe is really struggling. Hawthorn at home, don't lose.
Yeah, another loss, another meme for Rossi Boy, but I've tipped the Hawks by 52 points. Yeah, you're right. They nearly lost to the Saints, didn't they? But the Dockers are just, I don't know what they're doing, mate. I haven't seen enough of their footy to really analyse it, but they're a long, long, long way from the minor premier they were last year.
Thank goodness we haven't seen much of it.
Yeah, so it's unbelievable. I almost expect them to maybe try and lock it down a bit. Hence, I'd only tip them by about 50-odd. But it could blow out.
Yeah, I think it was about 70-something points there last year when they were minor premier. So I'm going to go to the Hawks by 80 points, and the Hawks have, they're not their best at the moment. They don't have to be because they'll be better when things are up for grabs. Fremantle struggling more than anything. No one ever beats them at Aurora because not many great teams play there. So just like us, man. So there you go. Hawthorn should be very comfortable. Speaking of comfortable, GWS and the Gold Coast at Spotless Stadium. It wouldn't matter where it's played, but the Giants are in amazing form at the moment.
Yep, and the Gold Coast are the absolute opposite. They are an absolute rabble, and if you're watching in Victoria, I'm sure most of the shows and radio stations will talk about Collingwood, they'll talk about Richmond, but Gold Coast are the worst team in the comp, in my opinion. So,
cop that.
Yeah, cop that. And I've tipped the Giants by 45, and in hindsight, that was very generous. So, probably
right.
that's probably a minimum, I really feel.
45 of the line.
Yeah, part of me goes, oh no, Gold Coast surely show something, but that's what I probably thought last month. So there's no reason to say that they're going to show anything else other than they'll be even less confident in what they're doing.
And they've lost by about 200 points in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, fun times.
Cool, mate. I'm going with the Giants by 91. I think they're going to absolutely annihilate them.
Yeah.
Get their percentage happening, just like the North Melbourne Football Club. Look, they're just full of confidence, full of talent. Absolute opposite of Gold Coast at the moment, and you'd expect not quite the opposite for the teams, but you'd expect Gold Coast to be further ahead. As you said, mate, you've said it off air. These two should be the real rivals. They should hate each other.
Yeah.
But GWS are just that much more accomplished at the moment and should win very comfortably.
Yeah, and without going too far off topic, I think it's an interesting analysis and perhaps future video into just how those initial squads of Gold Coast and the Giants were set up, and it really shows some key differences. Interesting.
Pretty classified special, mate. I did say that. It was very nice. Brisbane Lions and the Collingwood Football Club at the Gabba. Brisbane, very good against the Swans the week before, but not so good this week against Port Adelaide.
Yeah, no, they were out of their depth against Port, really. It's all well and good to play well at home, but as a young group to try and do it interstate is normally a few steps down the trail of improvement. But I do have the Lions winning this one. I think it's the first time I've tipped them all year, just about. I've tipped them by 9 points. And like the Suns, I don't know what Collingwood's deal is. That they're just struggling big time.
Don't know what's going on.
Big time. So I just don't think they have the ability and confidence to go up there and beat Brisbane, who are starting to get a better lineup happening. Rocky might be out.
Yeah, which certainly helps. Very nice, mate. I've gone with Brisbane by 20 points. No real confidence on this one, but they're just probably going not as bad as Collingwood. So their home deck they're much better there. So I'll take the Lions.
Nice, mate. Nice.
Cool. I haven't gone anything yet. Richmond and Sydney, Etihad Stadium.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess that's the MCG. I probably wrote that down wrong, but wherever it is, I reckon. Sydney.
Did you do your homework, mate, or just guess?
I think I'm just guessing tonight, mate. What do you reckon?
Swans by 29 points, mate.
Speaking of struggling clubs, 29.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah 29. It's we know what the Swans are about. They're playing good footy. Franklin's on fire. Isaac Heaney will win a Brownlow within 4 years. We heard that first year, and
in 4 years.
Tigers are a rabble.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, isn't it? Swans by 28. That's why I was like 29. Very nice.
Oh yeah.
So Sydney are going very nicely at the moment, getting the job done each week. Richmond aren't, and they're a basket case as far as I'm concerned. Speaking of non-basket cases, currently Carlton and Port Adelaide. This is at Etihad Stadium. That one's right. I still wasn't even confident on that one. Been an interesting game. Carlton won 3 in a row. Port Adelaide seem to be getting back on track with the footy that we know they can play.
Yeah. It's the sort of game Port Adelaide are likely to lose, if you know what I mean. But they're also playing a team that I just don't rate very highly at all. I know they've won a few games in a row there, but I still don't rate the Blues that high. I think they're getting exactly what you want out of them. But I've tipped Port Adelaide by 5 points. I expect it to be close. But I just don't. I think Port have more firepower, and the Blues playing good footy, but they're just eking it out sort of thing. I don't think they're a class act like Port have the potential to do if they're running on all cylinders.
Nicely done, mate. I've gone with the Blues by 12 points.
The Blues.
It swung me over a bit, mate. Brendan Bolton's got his team all over it. They've won 3 games in a row, and albeit probably the worst teams in the competition who really take a bird's eye view at it. But look, I've loved the footy they've played lately, even though I haven't really seen it. I love the results they're producing against the odds.
Yeah.
No one would have tipped them except for maybe against the Performance. It's not a very promising tip. But
you gotta sell it, mate. Sell it.
I'm not selling it very well.
Yeah.
I think Etihad Stadium will certainly help him out. It's been a tough week. Carlton by 12. That's enough of that. I hope they win. Port Adelaide haven't been great away, and they haven't been great all season, really. Well, these last 2 weeks.
I hope they're more composed than you were, mate.
Wasn't a very good sell, that one. But we got the Melbourne Western Bulldogs at the MCG. This is at the G. And the Bulldogs finally play away from the Etihad Stadium.
You reckon the Dogs will rock up to the wrong joint? These might win because they don't rock up. The Dogs will be like, aren't we playing at Etihad again? But,
the Dogs don't know how to rock up elsewhere.
Yeah, no, they don't. The D's love the G, of course, and they're playing some inspired footy at the moment. Some really good stuff.
A few hiccups, but...
Yeah, they're actually starting to get a few offensive weapons now, which obviously resulted in a big win. But I have tipped the Dogs, though. 18-point winners, got back to some of their better footy. The package was back. They overspent the Crows. It's a really good win in whatever location. So I think they'll win, but I think it could be a good contest.
Who's your tip, sorry?
The Dogs.
The Dogs? Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Sorry, I zoned out for a moment.
Thanks.
Sorry, pal.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Your tip?
I've gone with the Demons by 2 points, so another little upset here, I suppose. But, the Dogs, I would love to see them away from Etihad, and I just feel like Melbourne are in a really good form at the moment. But, a bit of an upset, I suppose.
Yeah.
Cool. So the last game of the round, West Coast and St Kilda at Domain Stadium. The flat track bullies are back.
Yeah, and I've tipped West Coast by 56 points, mate.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Born by
We
57.
do go by 57. That's trippy. We do that a bit, actually.
We do, mate. Great minds.
Yeah, no, you're right. Against a young side that has promise, but in WA, it's sort of that recipe for, the Eagles just love to beat up on a team like that at home.
They do.
So, yeah, I think the Saints may show glimpses, but it's hard to see them getting that close.
Yeah, they'll be struggling. West Coast by 57. They'll respond back from a poor loss to Geelong and St Kilda. Yeah, they're going okay, but as you say, often going into states very tough. And against what we think is a premiership contender, probably no chance. Sorry, Saints.
Cop that, Jacko.
Cop that. So yeah, those are our tips for round 8 of the season. Feel free to comment your tips and go ahead and do that. Feel free to give the video a like and share and subscribe to all that fancy stuff. Thanks for listening to our tips, guys. We'll see you all next time.